I'm going to share with you right now in this video how to align with the universe to create your reality, to create your reality. Now, why do I say it in that way? Because what we're doing is we're aligning with the timeline that's going to allow you to create what you want. So you're creating it, but you're also tuning into something that already to some degree exists. Now this is going to make more sense as we go into this video because you're just aligning with a potential probability. Nonetheless, that might not make sense now, but it will as we go into this. I'm going to be sharing with you how to align with the universe to create, quote unquote, your reality. The reality you really want to live into, your dream life. Not this thing that's one day gonna manifest into my life, this cliche dream that's unrealistic, but truly to see what you want happen manifest into your existence, and how exactly to align with that reality by aligning with the universe and the divine essence that is within you and within me, within everything and within all of us. So if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell because I do post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. Also, I do have a group program coming up very soon in less than 2 months. So if you want to be a part of the program or if you want more details on the program, the link will be in the description box of this video for more details on that as well. So what's the first thing you can do, so to speak, to align with the universe? Well, I want you to understand that aligning with the divine energies and a higher vibrational state of being is not a doing. What you do matters, but at a very deep, essential level, aligning with a higher vibrational frequency to step into a higher timeline and increasing the probability of the opportunities coming your way and what you want coming your way is not so much entirely about what you do, although it is an aspect of it. What's can to some degree be more important, although the doing is important, but what's also to some degree, not entirely, more important, or at the very least just as important, but I would argue that it's even more significant to some degree, is the energy behind what you do. So it's not what you are doing in your life that matters as the forefront. That's just the forefront. That's the surface level. It's the energy behind what you do. Aligning with a higher vibrational state of consciousness and aligning with what we call aligned action, where you're taking that action from that higher frequency, from that space of being connected to the vibration of trust, is about feeling into the energy behind what you do. I promise that a big reason you watch these videos, part of what I say is why you watch it. But it's the energy behind what I say. It's the divine behind what I say, which I make a very conscious effort to connect to when I'm recording my videos or just being on this planet for the most part. That's the energy I want to tap into. That's the energy I want to align with. You want to the best degree you can, align your career with this energy that feels good in your body, with an energy where you feel aligned. Align your relationships with that energy. What energy are you talking about, Francis? The energy of feeling abundance, feeling like you're connected to the present moment, like you're connected to something more divine than what we call ourselves. When you can tap into something greater than what we call ourselves, this is how you align with the universe. This is about connecting to who you truly are, being in that high frequency state. And this is about trusting in your intuition capabilities. You have an intuition deep within you. That's one of the faculties that you have in your life. And the more that you can develop this intuition, you're going to open up the space to develop also other areas of your life. Because the more that you can integrate the feminine aspect of what you truly are, you're going to then be able to integrate that into action in the masculine side of life. And you're going to be able to move through your life in a way that's energetically in alignment. And when you're energetically in alignment, you're going to be in alignment to create what you want. Now, again, why am I saying it in that way? Why do I say create in quotes, quote unquote, create? Because what you're doing is, it's like you're just tuning into a reality and a probability. Because you got to realize that the present moment is the only moment that exists. And what you're doing when you're raising your frequency is you're changing potential realities. The thoughts that come in your mind, the decisions that you make, and the way you live your life is going to be altered when you are at a different state of consciousness, when you're at a different energy. And so it's almost like, in a way, your energy creates your reality. Your state of consciousness creates your reality. Your frequency creates your reality. And the more that you can start to notice this, the more that you can start to be aware of this, start to be conscious of the fact that your energy and the energy behind what you do is the background of everything. It's energy. Everything's energy. You'll start to notice that this changes your experience of life. It changes the probability. This is the difference between being frustrated, bumping into a conversation with somebody that you know and getting into an argument with them, or being in a high vibrational state of frequency, bumping into a different person, not even seeing that other person in that other reality that you got into an argument with, and then this person instead is somebody you noticed because your reticular activating system, which is your RAS, which is you filtering and seeing things in life, what you choose to put your focus on, what you see, what your reality is open to, will change. You'll start to notice different things. You'll be conscious, you'll be more open to the opportunities, to the synchronicities, to the things that are in your life. Because here's the thing, all the opportunities are there. The things you want are there. But the question is, are you in the right frequency to see the opportunity in your life? There could have been something in the newspaper for 5 months. That reality exists for you. But there you are, complaining about how your manifestation's not here yet, when it's right there. The thing you want is right under your nose, but you might not be able to see it, and you might not be able to create it because you're at a low frequency. And I don't say that from a judgmental space. There's no high or low or better or worse. High or low in the sense that you're at a higher emotional state, but it doesn't give you a sense of identity where you're better than anybody else. The question just is, what's the energy behind what you do? And are you conscious of how this impacts the opportunities that come into your life? The literal probability of you attracting what you desire in your life, financially, romantically. Are you conscious of this? The energy behind what you do is extremely powerful and extremely important to aligning you and aligning yourself with the universe to create what you want in your life. Now, the second thing is to understand that you I highly encourage you to allow magic and miracles and mysticism into your life. Because I'm telling you right now, a lot of the career stuff that happened in my life, me becoming a coach, me being inspired to start this YouTube channel and inspire people all over the world, was a divine thing. You should have seen how mystical my reality became when I took my first coaching call. When I took my first coaching call, I saw synchronicity that blew my mind to the point where it was undeniable at that point. Because I remember when I was starting to see repeating numbers, comment down below if you can relate to this story. I remember when I was seeing repeating numbers, my logic and my ego mind still had a grip on me. And I was thinking to myself, okay, synchronicity's happening, but it's just because I'm noticing it. It's not divine. It's not divine. It's not that there's no such thing as coincidences. It's just that I'm noticing the numbers more. Like, for example, at the old place that I used to live before I moved into this place, there was a building beside my house, and that building was 1111. And that building was there the whole time, my whole life. My whole life it was there, you know? So it's like, oh, okay, I'm seeing 1111, but I'm just noticing it more. It's not that there's a divine coincidence, that's what I said at the time. It's just, I'm just noticing it. But here's the thing. I started to allow and started to choose that, no, actually that is divine. That was magical. Even though it's already there, there's no difference between noticing that something was already there and creating it. I want you to let that sink in. Because noticing that something there is, quote unquote, creating it. When you become conscious of something that you were not aware of before, is you tuning into that reality. So me noticing the 1111 that was already there was me creating more magic, more mysticism, and more miracles in my life. So what happened was I opened myself to the experience and to having an insight that there is magic, that every time I see a number, there is significance to that. Francis, you're just choosing that meaning. Yes, I am. And I'm creating my reality that way, because you can choose to experience your reality in any way that you want. The question is, are you going to tune into that frequency? Or are you going to stay at the frequency that you are? Not that my frequency is better, or that your frequency is better, or which one's worse. The question is, what reality do you want to tune into? It's just where you want to go. And how willing are you to let go of your ego in the process and shift your identity? Shift into what you want. Anyways, that's a separate topic. The key to align with the universe is open yourself up to magic, to mysticism. Like I was saying earlier, when I started to align with this channel to inspire people all over the world, to coach people one-on-one, to be helping people, to be a consultant, a coach, whatever you want to call it, to be a transformational presence in the world, I opened myself up to the fact that the universe was supporting me. And that's exactly what happened. I started to see a significant amount of ego-shattering synchronicity in my life when I took my first coaching call. The more that I started to tune into the frequency that felt right in my heart, I opened myself up that there was something deeper going on here, and that's exactly the reflection that I saw in my life. I saw at one point, I remember when I dropped out of school and I took my first coaching call, while I was in the process of knowing in my mind that I wanted to drop out of school, to drop out of college. And I took my first coaching call when I was in the process of knowing kind of in my mind that I wanted to drop out of school, that I didn't know for sure if I was really going to go through with it. But to be honest, I was kind of already set on the idea. And even if logically I wasn't, my heart already was set on the fact that I was going to drop out. So the point is, I took that coaching call, and what happened was that day, I felt like I was at an extremely high frequency, very high frequency, the highest frequency that I've ever felt in my life at that point, or like one of the highest frequencies. I literally felt one with life. I felt connected to that quote unquote potential client that I was working with. It was my first coaching call, like one of my first coaching calls. I felt one. I felt light. I felt in alignment with something greater than myself, with the present moment, with life. And when I went outside, I saw literally like 10 cars float by me where it was like 444, 333, 555, 777. And I'm telling you right now, there was something mystical about that day. Because that day, what happened was, at least what I believe, I aligned with a higher reality. I shifted my frequency. I tuned in vibrationally to a new reality. And before this happened, I was becoming very open to the idea, to an experience that there was something divine flowing through me. And that is when I started to experience more magic and more divine things. So the key, and the reason why I explained that, just explaining the story doesn't do any justice, because when you, like, that was as significant as like some crazy plant medicine trip. Like that was a trip. That was a trip on life. And to explain the story of how mystical that day was doesn't do it justice. It sounds even silly explaining it. But I want you to comment down below at the end of this video if you've experienced anything similar. There's a lot of other ego-shattering synchronicities that I could explain. But explaining it doesn't do much until you open your own self up to experience it for yourself. So the point is, I'm not going to drag on this point any longer. Allow yourself to experience something that's so divine that your ego gets shattered. And then what you'll do is you'll have more trust. You're not going to believe it. People think that Francis, how are you so, courageous to do the things that you want? Drop out of college and do that. Sounds, no. I'm not just trusting in myself. I'm trusting in the divine. And it sounds silly, but when you do it, you start to do it. And it requires of us to release the ego, which we'll get to in just a little bit. But I want you to consider that if you open yourself up to mystical experiences, to the magic, to miracles, open yourself up that miracles are normal and they are meant to be in your life. What happens is you get to a point of what I call the point of no return. There's no going back. You ever see those videos on spiritual awakening and it's like there's no going back on the thumbnail? It's true. You get to a point where there's no going back. Because once you see how magic, how divine life is, you can't go back. It's like you've broken through to a higher frequency. You've broken through to the fact that there's divine. No naysayers, no doubt in your own mind, no objections. None of that will affect you when you're connected to the miracle of life itself and the divine nature of who you truly are. Now, the third and final point is that what you want to do is you want to remove the ego construct from the manifestation process. This is how you create what you want. I want you to consider the fact that to align to the vibrational reality you desire, don't view yourself as a person that needs to create the reality, but I want you to start viewing yourself as one interconnected organism that is not separate from anything or anyone. I want you, and I invite you, you don't have to step into a reality where you are no longer manifesting from ego. You're not manifesting as a meat suit, a body, or a mind, or, being identified with your emotions. My language broke there for a second. To be connected with, be attached to your thoughts or your emotions or your body. None of these things are you at the core. And when you can start to live from that space of being aware of your true nature and take action from that space and align from that space, first of all, you're going to start noticing that the most aligned people manifest the most in their life, aligned with the universe, aligned with the divine. The people that can remove the ego from the manifestation process and connect to the oneness of life, those are the people that manifest their realities into existence. And I'm here to be that light and say it to you explicitly. Some people won't tell you that they're doing this. I am telling you, because part of my mission is to help you not only be present to the moment and find peace, but create your reality from that space. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you manifest tangibly, integrate the parts of your body, in your mind and your heart and your soul that want to live into the reality that you want, but don't take the responsibility of having to do all of it and put your trust in something greater than what we call ourselves. And what you want to do is remove the ego from the process of manifestation. You're not a body manifesting, you're not a mind manifesting. You as the little tiny self, the small self, doesn't need to take the responsibility of manifesting everything. Put the responsibility into the hands, quote unquote, because it's not really hands, of the divine. And don't just take my word for it. Open yourself to the fact that you've already been aligned with the divine, but you consciously maybe, I don't know, maybe you've already been tapped into it, but maybe you have been tapped into it, or realizing that you've been already tapped into it. Because we always are. We're always connected to the divine. The universal intelligence has been working through you since the very first day you were born. It's been working through you before you were born. It's been working through everything, everyone, all things, at all times, not in the past, not in the future, but now, because the present moment is, of course, the only moment that exists. So it's always happening now, and it always has been. It didn't start flowing in the past. No, it's happening now, because time is an illusion. Time doesn't exist. And so what you want to understand is that when you can step into that space of removing your ego, erasing time as a concept, that's all it is, it's a concept. When you can step into what is happening now, remove your ego from the process of manifestation, take the aligned action, be in the vibration of trust, what you'll start to notice is that you tune into realities that are more preferable, higher probability of you attracting your dream life. And when I say dream life in that way, I say quote unquote a lot these days, because again, words are so meaningless. It's the energy behind the words. It's the feeling behind what I'm saying that's pulling you in. Maybe as I'm saying all of this, it doesn't quite make logical sense, but something's pulling you in. Something in your heart feels that it's right, because it's an energy. It's an energy that's pulling you in to this content. The content is irrelevant. How I'm saying it is more relevant. Now, that's not entirely true. I would say that content is very important, but I say that in a way to make you consider that the energy, the mysticism, the frequency behind life, behind everything, is what you want to learn to tap into to create the life that you want. And all of this starts to open up, and it's all on offer for you now, and becomes more clear when you can remove the ego from the manifestation process. Allow the divine to manifest for you. These are my teachings. Not my teachings. I don't claim ownership. This is what the universe is bringing up through me. But personally, this is the method that this vessel, that the divine, that is called Francis, this human being right here in front of this camera, the way that he manifests is not by overly using affirmations, not by forcing himself to use his will, but what he does is he aligns with the divine. He aligns with something greater than himself. Maybe that alignment leads to him doing affirmations. Maybe that alignment leads Francis to use logic sometimes. But he's focused not on the surface level of reality, but the truth of reality itself. The truth that creates reality. And when you can align with the truth, you'll align yourself with the will of the universe, with life itself. I've asked the question before, and I'll close off this video: what does life want to create through you? Not what do you want to create. What does life want to create through you? Because what life wants to create through you is going to help you live the life that is in highest vibration that exists for you, the highest vibration that exists for you. And it's also going to do a huge service to the planet and planet Earth, the spirit of the earth. Mother Earth will benefit from you living into your purpose and aligning with the divine. When Eckhart Tolle was writing The Power of Now, what he realized was he was called to write it. It's almost like the present moment, the presence within him, the consciousness within him wanted to create the book for him, but also for the planet. And now look at me, I'm recording this video. The Power of Now is one of the biggest inspirations of my life. So the universe working through Eckhart wrote that book, brought me the information, and now I'm flowing, and then you're gonna do that, and not specifically in a way that's the same as me. You're gonna create something else, but it becomes a win-win. We're stepping into the new earth. This is a win-win dynamic that we're creating here. You get to create what your heart wants as the limited self, but that also is in alignment with your higher self, which is connected with everything and everyone and every other limited self. And then we all are going back to the source of who we are. And it's a win in the process for you and for everybody. And so just to finish off this video, understand that it's not about what you just want, it's about what the divine wants from you. Now, I'm not saying you have to do this, you're not obligated to, but it's my invitation that you should try this if you feel called, to see how much more things are going to come into your life, how much more peace you feel. You don't have to do this, but I'm telling you right now, if you remove the ego from the manifestation process, you will attract more things into your life, and you won't even know exactly how you are doing it. So that's all I have for this video. Once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. Also, I do have a group program coming up in the next couple of months, in less than 2 months. Enrollment is closing soon, so if you want to be a part of the program, or if you want more details on the program, the link will be in the description box of this video for more details on that as well. Enrollment is closing soon, so if you want to be part of it, definitely check the link that's in the description box of this video. As always, have yourself a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.